I'm here with Tim Bradley. Doesn't need any introduction.
What's up, baby? Desert Storm in the house.
That's right, Desert Storm. Everybody knows Tim. They watch him on the ESPN broadcast. Transition, one of the better ones to transition from fighter to commentator, analyst.
Thank you.
So let's get right down to it. Biggest fight week of the year, and it's only February. Okay, arguably the biggest fight of the year right now with the Wilder Fury rematch. Really quickly, I want to get your thoughts right off the top. What are we going to see Saturday night?
Well,
Your opinion.
Just put it this way. You know what happened in the first fight. You know, Fury felt that he won the fight. You got Deontay Wilder felt that he won the fight. You know, we in Vegas. We know how boxing can be, you know, with the judges. Neither of these guys want this to go to decision. I don't believe it's going to go to decision. Honestly, I don't. Tyson Fury got a new trainer now. You know, he signed up with the Crunk gym. You know what Crunk means? Crunk means knock you out. That's what it means. He wanted to learn how to turn those punches over. You know, you got Deontay Wilder. All Deontay Wilder brings, he brings the pain. He has the dynamite right hand. You know, I think it's gonna be a great competitive fight. This could end up being, for me, I think, fight of the decade.
So you think somebody's stopping somebody?
This fight ain't going to distance, man. This fight's not going to distance.
So to that point, the odds makers at BetOnline have Deontay Wilder plus 115 to win by knockout. They have a minus 115 to win. And I believe, and I got to check the latest odds, but I think it's plus 500 for Fury to get that knockout. Do you think he can find that KO punch, and would it happen early or later?
If it's going to happen later. It's not going to happen early. I mean, you know, if he wants to come out blazing and doesn't expect any firepower coming back from Deontay Wilder, you're crazy. You don't want to stand there against the Bronze Bomber, especially in trading blows with him early on where he's in full strength. No, you got to wear him down. You know, do a little trickery. Fake him out. Wear him down. Go to the body. Break him down slowly. And then I think that towards the back end of the fight, he'll have his chance if he wants to stop Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder don't fight well off the back foot. He doesn't, believe it or not. He doesn't. And if you go back and you study the first fight, and you look at when Fury did attack him, that's when he had success, when he did attack him. But he didn't do it enough in the fight to win clearly and win the decisive. Oh, but he went down twice too, though. Went down twice. He almost fought a perfect fight. He almost did. But he went down twice, almost.
Those 2 10-8 rounds made it closer.
Absolutely.
But look, I scored it. I live blogged it for Forbes. I scored it for Fury, even with the knockdowns.
You know what? When I first did that, when I first went back and scored it, yeah, I was like, oh, Fury won this fight.
I had it 9-3, but then you take the 2 knockdowns and made it a 7-5 for me at least.
But I've been watching this fight for the last 2 weeks, over and over and over and over, and trying to find a trend on both these guys. And you know, I saw a couple of early rounds where, you know, Fury could have won the fight, won that round. You know, he landed a cleaner blow at the end, or Wilder could have, you know, because he put the pressure on and he landed a clean blow, the cleaner blow, or the more effective blow that round. So there was a couple of swing rounds in the early going, and then you have the knockdown rounds where it is a 10-8 round.
Right. And those were definitive.
And those were very definitive. So I mean, I can understand the draw. Wherever how you put it now, it is what it is. It's behind us now, and now what's in front of us is the rematch.
So what else is unprecedented is we have a simulcast on ESPN and FS1.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we've got a great undercard on this thing too.
Yeah.
And, you know, going into the pay-per-view. So I mean, millions of people are going to be tuned in, and they're going to be able to get this on the regular telecast going into the pay-per-view. I mean, so it's a first time we've ever seen both sets of analysts and commentators together.
Check this out.
How's that been going?
Check this out. What did I say? Put your big boy pants on. Come over. Let's do it. Let's join forces, and this is exactly what they do. You know, and I respect Wilder and I respect Tyson Fury because it doesn't matter about the networks. It doesn't matter about the money for these two guys. I promise you that. It don't matter. What matters is legacy with these guys. That's what boxing is about. It's about legacy. I get it, fit your family and all that. I get it, money. I get it. We all need it. But it's about legacy. They're willing to do whatever it takes to be the #1 heavyweight in this era. That's why I respect these guys. And they put their heart out there, man. You see the first fight where Fury got up? That's heart, that's determination, that's will. No one gets up from a Deontay Wilder right hand. And you continue on, and to continue this, you know, you see Wilder, he wanted it right back. He wanted the fight right back. He's like, I don't want to wait 2 years. Why I gotta wait 2 years? But the fact that we all working together to make this the best.
And he didn't take easy fights in the interim.
No, he didn't
He
take
had
easy
Ortiz.
fights. He had Brazil, who's
Right.
a top heavyweight, who was
Right.
ranked, and then he also had Ortiz, who was a top heavyweight that was coming off of 3 wins, 2 by knockout.
They weren't tune-ups.
No, they weren't. No, these fights are young. These guys are younger. I know we're talking about the age and stuff, but Ortiz fought younger guys,
Right.
knocked 2 of them out, and went the decision with another one. So you know, he legitimate top contenders he faced. Where you had Fury, who fought Tom Swords. I don't know. I didn't know who he is, and then also who did he fight? Otto Wallin.
Who cut him, which made it a little bit more interesting. Him having to deal with that adversity, which might help him in this fight.
You think so?
I mean, just dealing with adversity.
You think so?
I think like when have we seen him have any adversity other than the Wilder fight, where he got up? I'm just saying. I think the cut maybe helps him adapt if it happens again.
I think it definitely made him. I think it definitely made him better, and he knows what he has inside and what he can do. But I think that the cut could be a factor in this fight because it could be open.
But what I'm saying is, when you've been there and you've experienced it, the second time around, maybe you handle it a little bit different.
Well, when you look at it this way, if you look at the way I'm looking at it, Fury got aggressive. He had to be aggressive. He had to get in the inside. He had to take it to Tom Swords. But he also, when you become aggressive, just like the NBA, all offense, lack of defense, he got hit 127 times against Otto Wallin. So what that means is that the more aggressive Tyson Fury has to become, because a cut opens up, the more susceptible he can be hit by Deontay Wilder right hand.
I think we can agree it's going to be a great fight.
You know what?
Something's going to happen.
You know what? This is a true 50-50 fight. True 50-50 fight. I'm telling you. Whether you like the boxer or the puncher, typically I lean towards the boxer. This time I'm leaning towards the puncher because I believe that Deontay Wilder understands how to land this punch. How to land it. That's the reason why. He knows how to land it. And Deontay Wilder to me is the rematch king. 2-0.
Yeah.
2 knockouts.
Right.
So that's the reason why I'm going with Deontay Wilder.
Stavern and Ortiz.
That's the reason why I'm going with.
So basically,
Deontay
plus
Wilder.
115, Deontay by knockout's a good bet.
So Tim,
Yeah.
what do you think about Fury saying that he's going up to 270 from 2? He's usually around the 250.
He ain't learned from
252 range.
Andy Ruiz. He ain't learned from Andy Ruiz. 270 for what? Listen, man, you ain't knocking nobody out at 240. You ain't knocking nobody out at 270. 240, 270. I'm sorry. You know, I was fighting at 140. I wasn't a power puncher. I was a defensive type of guy. I like to move and get out of the way. So is Fury. That's just instinct. That's what he does. That's what he is. And him trying to transition and become some sit-down puncher and try to be aggressive and try to, you know, show grit and all that. Like, man, I think it's fluff. I think he's not going to do that. I think in spots he will. But I think right now, I think he's just trying to sell this right now, man. I honestly don't think he's going to go at him out the gate.
So you think it'll be a tactical error if he tries to use the weight and come bombard Deontay?
I mean, honestly, he got to get there. And everybody don't understand Deontay. I've been studying for 2 weeks. Go back and look at the fit. This dude has always set the punch. He's here. He got the wide stance and he's here. And then he take a little step back to get his distance. Like, you got to watch him. He has a higher IQ than people give him credit for, man. You know, I'm not saying technique. His technique is kind of terrible. I'm not going to lie. But his IQ is there. His IQ is there. And once he throws that perfect right hand, boom, it's good night. And like I said before, all it takes, man, is 2 seconds. Like he said, it's true. I've been in there. I've told you guys. I said, man, if I can go back and I'll give away all my skills to have a right hand from Deontay Wilder, give me that right hand. Because I'm going to find a way to land it and end the night. Give me the right hand. You know, my man Deontay Wilder got 40-something. He ain't received no damage. No damage. Think about that. How many times does he get hit? Come on, man. Think about it.
Highest KO percentage in heavyweight history.
Exactly. That's my point. That's the point I'm
90+%,
making. I'm taking that all day. Give me that power. I wasn't a power guy. Give me that power.
So Tim, if Tyson does do what he's best at, then move and box, do you think he could win the fight that way?
Tyson has to move in box, and then he has to choose his spots wisely to get inside, get off, bop, 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 and then get back on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Observe the landscape again and do it again and repeatedly do it. Now, if Tyson can stay on his feet, if he does get hit, or when he does get hit, we don't know how he's going to react from the punch. Is he still affected from the right hand? He could be. I'm not gonna lie. I was affected after I fought against Provodnikov. I wasn't able to. I'm telling you, I wasn't able to take a shot like I used to. Like a jab was starting to hurt me. So he still can be affected from that.
So you would rather, if I just heard you correctly,
I would give me that power.
You want that power over skills?
Over anything, give me the power. I'm gonna find a way. This man knows how to deliver that power. You need to understand that. You know, he set back against an Ortiz fight. Everybody's like, oh, he wasn't good. Styles make fights. Ortiz is a difficult opponent. He's a Cuban fighter. You know, he understands angles, and it's difficult to land your jab against a southpaw. It's hard to land your jab against a southpaw. It truly is, because of the angle. So he wasn't jabbing enough, but once he got it working, what did he do? He blinded him with that joint, came right down the middle. What did Ortiz do? He got comfortable. He knew he was gonna get comfortable. He knew he was gonna slow down. He made him work, and he set the boom, and it was good night.
Tim, Tyson was saying that he has an edge over Deontay because he's not with his family, his kids, his wife, and Deontay is that true as a fighter?
That's baloney. That's baloney, because I never left. I never left my family. I never left my family, and each fighter's different. Each fighter's different. So that going away can might be good for him, because he needs that type of focus. But for Deontay Wilder being with his family and stuff, that's inspiration. That's motivation. That's why I took it.
Talk about with the crowd. Now he's going to have a lot of people here. I was just at the
Who is
viewing. Fury. There's a lot of people here on his side, and
see the crowd can influence the judges. The crowd can definitely influence the judges.
How does that impact the boxer though? When you're in the ring, do you hear that?
Oh, you do hear that. You do hear that, and the fans definitely give you inspire you. They definitely give you inspiration to push harder.
Okay.
To push harder during the fight. I'm curious to know who the judges are, and I'm curious to know the history how they judge. Because every judge is different. You gotta understand that. I told Sean Porter this. I said, you got a judge that might like pressure. This judge over here, the way he fights, the way he judges, he likes the pressure fighter. You might have a judge that likes the boxer. You might have a neutral judge here that likes both, or he likes the busier guy. So you gotta know how they judge fights.
Are you adjusting your fight towards the judge?
I always adjust my fight. That's the reason why you see the Desert Storm 5 World Championships. It's not because I look pretty. It's not because I'm the tallest. It's not because I'm the biggest. It's not because I hit the hardest. It's because I was the smartest and I wanted it more than the guy. And I knew what the judges wanted.
So, from an odds perspective, right now they have 10.5. Is the total rounds over and under, and right now the favorite is to go over. But you're thinking that this fight someone's getting stopped. Do you think Deontay Wilder can win a decision by outboxing Tyson Fury?
Can he win a decision? Absolutely. I believe that he can win the decision over here. In the first fight, Tyson Fury was able to land 86 punches against Deontay Wilder. Back when he fought against Klitschko, he was able to lay 84 punches against Klitschko. There's kind of like a thing with Tyson Fury. When he fights against punchers, he doesn't take a whole lot of risk. I know he's talking about taking all this risk. He doesn't take a whole lot of risk because you don't want to get hit by a big puncher. You don't want to get hit by a big puncher, man. But
I think he took risks in the first fight. I mean, Fury stepped in.
But he needs to take more.
I mean, he got dropped twice too.
He has to take more risk if he wants to get a clear decision over here.
What do you think about his 2-round knockout prediction?
Anybody can say anything. I mean, you can say it. I don't buy it. Man, listen, man. When Fury came back, he weighed at 276 pounds, and I think he fought against Sephora, whatever his name is, Stephary or whatever. This dude was like 6'2", 209 pounds or so, and 3 stones or whatever you call it or whatever. And he could knock him out. He hit him flush on the chin. Boom, boom. He couldn't knock him out. So you thinking that he gonna come back? He gonna 270? He was 276 now.
But Tyson's saying he's working with Javon Hill, and he's gonna sit on his punches better and that kind of thing.
That just means that he has to be in front of. You got to be in front of Deontay Wilder if you want to sit on your punches. To me,
Tim, pro boxing fans, how much psychologically will the 12th round impact on Fury going into the early rounds? Do you think?
What do you mean?
In
12
terms
rounds?
of the knockdown, what happened, getting back up.
See, this is round 13. This is round 13. So round 12, we saw what happened in round 12. Now you got to finish where you started. Now I'm talking about Deontay Wilder. Now Tyson Fury knows that he can get up from it. He got up from the punch twice. So that's gonna give him some confidence to get inside. That's why he's saying, I already felt your power. I took your best punch. Bring it on.
But do you think that may lead to a slight bit of
Could.
overconfidence?
Exactly. That's my point. That's where I was going. That could be an overconfidence. But at the same time, you got Deontay Wilder sitting back and he's saying, I hit this dude with my best shot and he didn't go nowhere. Oh my gosh, what do I got to do to keep this guy on the ground? So that's going to be discouraging for him as well. But at the same time, he can say, I already put him down. Oh, I know he's still affected. I'm going to put him down again.
And remember, the first fight, Deontay weighed less than he's weighed in any other. That was the lightest he's ever weighed.
Lightest he ever
No,
weighed.
so it was, right, was it 217?
217. Yeah.
And also,
And he was sick going
he
into that.
hurt his right hand.
Right. Well, I thought it was the elbow,
No,
right?
Right.
Inside, or yeah, he couldn't fully extend.
And this was, and that
4.5
news was, and that news was discussed with Mark Kriegel from ESPN,
Yes.
where he said that exactly 12 weeks and 4 days prior to the bout, that he injured his right forearm while throwing a body shot during sparring, where he had an opponent during an elbow.
So he couldn't train with the right hand. You know, he couldn't properly make those adjustments in training. He had to pull off the right hand and not throw it. So now he had a full camp. Plus, I forgot to mention, they're 91 days. You know, Deontay Wilder, since his last fight. So he left the ring, went on a little vacation, got back, and still was in some shape for this training camp. Still light in weight, still sharp. I'm telling you, he was sharp.
It's not too soon to turn around?
No. It's how he managed it, I'm sure. And I'm sure he took a little vacate, came back because he still got the 2 months to work. And now he's coming back.
He
And
also
that's
doesn't get the rounds like everybody else. I mean, at least on fight night.
and then that's true. And then you got the 30, he's 34 years old. He's an older fighter. Older fighters got to stay active, more active, so that way, you know, the risk of injury isn't there.
And time.
Thanks, Tim.
Timing, you name it.
Last one. We saw in
Thanks,
the
Tim.
last